And we're going to jump down to verse 3. And it read, how long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, okay, slain, which is destroyed, okay, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. All right, Salakia, that's bowing wall, meaning a wall that's being brought down, being destroyed, okay, being brought low. All right, so all of you are that's imagining mischief against someone, right? You want to bear false witness to them, you want to lie to them, you want to steal from them, you want to covet what they have. Okay, but this is what the Most High says, man. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man or one man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. All right, a fence that's destroyed and wavering in the wind, right? It's no longer keeping out the evil things, right? Verse 4. The only consult to cast him down from his excellency, right? This is what they do. You want to cast people down from their excellency, you know, from them keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, right? They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Salakia, right? So this is what most people do, man. Unfortunately, within our nation of people, right? And you got that going on in these so-called churches nowadays, right? You know, a lot of people claiming that they love you. A lot of people wishing you well. They talking about, you know, God bless you, and all of that. But inwardly, they're really cursing you, right? You got a lot of enemies in the church, man. They got a lot of cults in the church, right? So don't be fooled. It's because someone says, oh, I love you, or I wish the best for you, or, you know, they wish you well, and, you know, they wish you prosperity and gainliness, right? But inwardly, they're really cursing you. They don't even care about you. They actually wish the worst for you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful who you're around, man, right? Because people be on demon time nowadays, for real, right? You be thinking people really serving the Most High just because they go to church, but that's all they do. They just go to church, right? They do absolutely nothing that Bible tells them to do, man. Nothing, right? They'll argue you down about keeping the Sabbath day. And they know for sure that Sunday is not the Sabbath day, right? But according to their religion, you know, what they believe in, you know, because that's what faith is. It's your religion. That's all the definition of religion is. Like, a lot of people like to subjugate the word religion as something bad, but when you technically look up the definition of religion, it just says your faith and your belief. So whatever you believe in is your religion. Whatever you have faith in is your religion. If you're an individualist, then that's your religion, which is Satanism. That's all it is, right? Your religion is Hinduism, Buddhism, all right, Jainism. You believe in Krishna, Shiva, Madhava. You believe in Islam, so that's your religion, that's your faith. You believe in Allah, which, you know, Allah only means power. You know, we say Allahayim, you know, in the ancient Hebraic tongue, you know, but that's all that means. It's just power. So that word in itself is not evil, because all it means is power. Allahayim, Allah, Allahayim, right? So you can't be fooled by people out here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them claim to be godly. A lot of them like to look the part, and they like to seem the part, but they're wicked, evil wolves, man, in sheep's clothing, right? But they want to portray and parade themselves as they're godly to other people who's not wise, right? But the scriptures make a man wise, man. As it's written, it says, making wise the simple. Okay, it's going to enlighten your eyes so you can see these things and catch these things. All right, so you can't be fooled by people's words, man, the word of mouth. You got to watch what people do, man. You got to watch their fruits. If they claim they're about that life, then you have to prove that they're about that life, man. As the scriptures tells us to do, we got to try the spirits. We have to prove the spirits, man. Okay, this is what we have to do, man, as servants of the Most High, right? Verse 4 again from the top. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. All right. So you want to denounce the Most High, right? Not only do you want to cast down the servant of the Most High from his excellency of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, but you also want to cast down the Most High himself and say that he's a false God. He doesn't exist. All right. The Bible is a fairy tale book. All right. So you want to cast down the Most High from his excellency. They delight in lies. What's the lies? The false narratives, the false philosophies, ideologies, and dogmas of the world, right? You want to believe in Jesus Christos in the religious Christianity, right? You want to believe in the Buddha, right? Shiva, Madhava, Krishna in Hinduism, all right? They blessed with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Salah. Verse 5. My soul, wait thou only upon the Most High power, for my expectation is from him, right? It's not from Allah. It's not from self with Satanism / individualism, all right? It's not from self-projectory. It's not from self-manifestation, okay? It's not from Chemosh, all right? It's from the Most High, man. Okay, let's jump down to verse 9. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. Okay, so everything in this society is a lie, right? If you see someone who looks like they're super duper rich, they're billionaires, right? They can do anything they want. It's because they have all of the finances, or even in the hood, you know, it may seem like people have a lot. They have the nice car, you know, they may have a nice house or whatever. They're wearing all of the trendy fashions and stuff like that. But this is what the Most High says to man. And the men of high degree are a what? A lie, okay? Opposite of truth, all right? To be laid in the balance, they altogether lighter than vanity, all right? So they all vain, man, right? Verse 10. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in what? Robbery, okay? Robbery, thieving, being a thief, being a coveter, all right? If riches increase, set not your heart upon them, okay? Don't become a lover of money, man. A lover of mammon. That's all that is. It's just currency, okay? That's all it is. It's a piece of paper, man, right? That's literally what that is. If you really think about it, that's all it is. It's a piece of paper. And you got people losing their minds over it, man, right? Just as the Ohio player said, man, you know, for the love of money, people will kill their own brother, kill their own mother, right? A woman will walk the street, okay? And it's only paper money. It's currency. It's what's being used today in this world to exchange, to get the things that you want, to buy goods, okay? That's all it is. It's a piece of paper. But what if that wasn't currency? Okay, if you think of the word currency, the definitions of it, you know, it's current. That's what it is. Currency is current, right? That's what's being followed today, the current. All right, that's what currency is. Or you can say it's it's an exchange tool. Okay, it's what's being used to purchase and trade. All right, it's the current that's being used today. It's the currency. It's a money that's being used for exchange, right? But back in the so-called biblical days, when our people was back in our homeland in Shamayim, which is heaven, when we wasn't under oppression, paper money wasn't our currency. It wasn't our currency. Our currency was food. It was vegetables, fruits. Okay, that was our currency. So if we wanted to make trade, we traded fruits and vegetables, or any kind of agricultural work, or any kind of labor. All right, you know, if I want you to do something for me, I'll do something for you. Okay, I'll fix your roof if you plant my vineyard. Okay, I will harvest your corn if you harvest my peppers. That's it. I'll have my wife kneel you some bread and make you some bread if you put fringes on my garment. That was the bargain system. That what we was using back then. There wasn't no paper money, no coins, no currency. Okay, the fruits and the vegetables had value. Okay, like say for instance, you have certain coins that's certain values, right? You have your penny that's worth 1 cent. You have your nickel that's worth 5 cents, right? You have your dime that's worth 10 cents, and so on and so forth, right? You have your quarter versus 25 cents or whatever. You have the $quarter, right? Back then, our value was the fruits and vegetables, right? You can have peanuts that's worth 1 cent, or nuts that's worth 1 cent. You have the smaller fruits, which is strawberries, okay, grapes, turnips, or cranberries, or anything that's small that could be worth 5 cents, right? And then you have the bananas, you have the oranges, lemons, the apples, they worth 10 cents, right? And then you have like the cabbage, okay, you have the spinach, and any other vegetable. They could be worth 25 cents, or if you want to go higher than that, it could be worth $1, $5, $10, right? The bananas and the watermelons and the cantaloupes or whatever, they worth $10 or $25, right? And then for $50 you have like the eggplants, right? You have the plums, you have the figs and stuff like that, right? That was our bargaining system, and all of them had value. Okay, so if you wanted to buy, and you can say the bread is probably worth $100, right? So if you had 2 watermelons, which is worth $50 each, if you want some bread, I got to give you 2 watermelons. Okay, if the watermelons is $50 each, and then I have some bananas and oranges, which is worth $25 each, right? If I want a watermelon from you, or a cantaloupe, or any kind of other melon, I got to give you 2 bananas. $25 each for the bananas, right? I could get 1 watermelon for you that costs $50, right? 25 is 50. I give you that for that 1 watermelon, which is $50. All right, so that's how we was bargaining back then. There wasn't no currency, no paper money. Okay, so if you really think about it, if you going crazy over this today's currency, which is the current, you're following the current of the times today, right? And the current is the currency. It's the money that's being used for the bargain system, the trading system, right? The exchange system. What if we didn't use that paper dollar as money or as currency? Okay, what we used was fruits and vegetables. Will you still love money or currency the same way if that was the bargain system of today for this country? I don't think so. So how crazy people are over this paper dollar, which we call money or currency. People are losing their minds. They're stealing from each other. They're killing one another. They're backbiting one another. They're defrauding one another in any kind of way that they can to get this so-called currency, right? What if that wasn't what we was using as today? If we was using fruits and the vegetables. So you would be out here literally killing people for a banana. You'll be killing people for grapes, for watermelons, for eggplants, for figs, turnips, spinaches, lettuce, collard greens. You'll be literally killing each other for collard greens, dog. Right? This is how much people love currency. And this also is a way of breaking down how worthless money is. So why go out there and kill somebody for a piece of paper or a few coins or whatever? This is because it's the new currency that's being used today in a bargain system for exchange. That's all it is. The higher ups, so-called higher ups, they could change the currency anytime they want. They could tell the general public, okay, we're no longer using paper dollars as currency. What we're going to use now is fruits and vegetables. All right. So the next time you have strawberries and grapes and turnips, that's $5. When you have bananas, apples, and oranges, that's $10. When you have watermelons, that's $25. When you have eggplants, that's $50. That's going to be your new currency. You know what people are going to do? They're going to literally burn every dollar that they have in their pocket right now because it's going to be worthless. So why kill yourself or kill others trying to get currency, which is just paper money? It's paper dollars. It could burn in fire. I can drop $100 down a toilet bowl and it would disintegrate. It's worthless. You can't eat it, but you can eat fruits and vegetables though. So why go all out on a limb and steal from your fellow brother and sister and defraud your brother and sister, which keep you in sin, which keep you on the left side of the Most High, by the way, and you know, in judgment, rather than you can gain your brother, you can love your brother, you can love your brother as you love yourself. You won't defraud him. You won't covet what he have. You won't knock him over the head or kill him for that little $100 bill, which is worthless. It could be burnt or it could be disintegrated in the water. You can't even eat it. So a lot of people need to question their way of thinking and their logic and how they live, man, right? And what they place on a pedestal, which is currency. That's all it is. It's following the new wave, the current, the waves of the times, man. That's all it is. But that could be changed any minute. You could wake up tomorrow and they can tell you that your $500 that you have in your wallet is worthless. We're now changing to a new currency. They basically try to do that with the cryptocurrency, but that pretty much didn't work out, you know, because a lot of people just didn't fall for it. You know, me personally being an example, I didn't fall for it. The Most High let me know what that was when I first heard of it, just by looking at the two words, cryptocurrency. Crypt is the grave, right? It's the grave. Currency is just like I said, it's current. You follow a current. So you're following a current that's going to lead you to the grave, man. Basically, which is the poorhouse. Because you can't use cryptocurrency. You basically trade cryptocurrency like you're trading bait. You can't cash out with cryptocurrency. And okay, all right, I bought this crypto coin for $100 and I gained an extra 4 crypto coins. So now I have $500. So now I want to cash out that $500 cash. You can't do that. You got to keep on trading. Got to keep on finding knuckleheads and fools to buy your crypto coins, and you got to entice them and trick them into believing that this can gain you more money when it truly don't. You can't cash out with it. I've never heard of people cashing out crypto coins in return for cash. All right, they would invest $500 in cryptocurrency and then probably gain, like, say, 5,000 or 10,000. And then they cash out 5,000 and 10,000. I've never heard it, never seen that. That money stays within that. It's like a Ponzi scheme, a Ponzi pyramid scheme. That's all it is. But I digress from that. You'll have to do a whole nother video on that. But I thank the Most High that he showed me exactly what that was before I even thought to get involved in that. Right? But I never did. And I thank the Most High for that. But that's all it is. That's what I wanted to say about so-called money or the paper dollar or currency. That's all it is. It's just the currency. It's worthless, which can be changed any day. Just like the current in an ocean. The current in the ocean changes all the time. It could be going one way the other way one day, then the next day is going up, and the next day is going down, and then the other way. That current changes anytime. So there's no need to be crazy and kill your own brethren and defraud your own brethren over something that's subjugated to change. That's all I wanted to say on that. Verse 10, trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Verse 11, the Most High have spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongs to the Most High. not your so-called currency, okay, your money, or your false god or your false idol, right? The power belongs to the Most High Power, man, which is the God of the Bible, the God of Israel, okay? Verse 12. Also unto thee, Wamalak, belongeth mercy, for thou renderest to what? Every man and woman, okay, according to his or her work. All right. So Hamashiach didn't say that first. Paul didn't say that first. Okay. John didn't say that first. The Most High said that first, man. Right here in verse 12 again from the top. Also unto thee, Wamalak, belongeth mercy. Okay. He gives you the mercy, man. For thou renderest to every man and woman according to his or her work. All right.